In this video, I'll be explaining the whole dimension style in Autocad. And first, thanks for clicking this video. I will appreciate it. A lot of options are there. First, let's try to understand the components of the dimension. So we'll be having a text right there, and you'll be having the dimension line, which is horizontal, and you'll be having a vertical line, which is the extension line. Alright, in order to access dimension style, we'll get into D. Okay, then whatever style we are picking right now here, which is ISO 25 style. If you're confused with style, just get into property. It will show the style name ISO 25 style. So whatever I modify right by selecting the style will be only applicable to this dimension there. Alright, the first thing is line. We can control the color of the line. You can see a small previews right there. And you can control the line type. If the line type is now right there, you can load your line type. Maybe I want to pick up the dot line style here and picking up OK, and the line style will be dotted. I will show you that. I can see that the line type has changed from solid to dotted. Okay, which is also the same case for line weight. Okay, I'll show you that. And if I turn on the line weight by LW display, which is on, if I turn it on, you can see that thickness is right there. Okay, I'm gonna pick it by layer. Next option is baseline spacing. Okay, so I'll show you that. Okay, baseline spacing, the value was 3.75. If I get into DBA and if I pick these points right there, and again if I try to measure the spacing between these 2 points, that is 3.75, which is same as that you can see right from here, 3.75. If you change that value, maybe if I change it right into 5, this will not be adjusted. This is still 3.75. If you want to change it, you can have an option called dim space. Dim space. Dim space is right there, and if I select all this dimension and hit the enter key, there's an option called as auto. Now if I try to measure the spacing between these 2 points, that will be 5, which was shown right here. If you suppress all these extension lines, if you suppress all this dimension line, you can see that will go in stealth mode, and which is not visible. So if you wanna suppress that, you can turn it on. The same case for extension line. You have color, you have line type. There are 2 extension line for linear line dimension. You can control the line type for these dimension line or these extension lines separately by using these 2 handles. You can change up the line type, or you can hide those extension line right there. Okay, I don't know, follow your company title block for these adjustments. I can't say which company use what settings. That's totally dependent on your company. So that's how you'll be controlling all these assets right here. Next option is extend beyond dimension line and offset from origin. One is 1.25 and the other is 0.625. Alright, I'll show you that. There's a small offset right here. If I try to measure that height from first point to second point, that will be extend beyond dimension line, that is 1.25. And there's a small gap right here. First point to second point, that is offset from origin. Okay, and try to nearest, that will be 0.625, or it can be round up right into 0.63. Alright, the next option is you can have fixed a length extension line. Maybe if I give the value 2 for this, let's try to understand the distance from the first point. From probably this is not endpoint, this is the nearest point. Sorry, this is the nearest point. From the first point to center of this line, that will be 2. What is it? That will be the length, that will be the fixed length of the extension line here. Right, as getting to symbols and arrow, you can control how the title block gonna be like. Again, how this is strictly based on your company. You know, by standard, our title blocks or our arrowhead will be like this. You can control it, no problem. And arrow size is 2.5, which is, if I try to measure the distance from the first line to here and second line to here, the size will be 2.5. We can say that. Then, then you have properties to control the center mark. By default, center mark will be there, and the size of the center mark will be 2.5. So if I draw a circle right there and dim center, I think this is the thing. And okay, if I try to measure the distance from the center to this part, that will be oh, that's supposed to be 2.5, right? Let me draw a bigger circle. Dim center. Okay. From the center point to here, that's 2.5. Okay. If I get into here, if you don't want to see the center mark, you don't see anything. Why? Because the center mark is not here. Okay, if I get into line and maybe probably if I get into line and dim center, you can see that a line will be right there and a line will be extending to the circumference and exceeds it a bit. Don't try to measure the spacing. That will be at the same spacing which you had provided right here. Okay. Next option is dimension break, which is having a value of 3.75. Okay. If I try to draw first dimension and try to draw the second dimension, and can I get a command called as dimension break? And I'll be selecting the dimension to break, and if I type auto right there and measure the spacing first point to second point, the spacing will be 3.75, which is given right here. Okay, alright, now next thing, control the arc length. Okay, the symbol of arc length. Okay, the symbol, the first option is preceding the dimension text. Okay, I'll tell you what and all are the other two options. Next option will be above text, or the symbol will be invisible. Let's try to see all of this thing. Okay, dimension arc, you can see that the symbol is preceding the text. Great. Symbol will be above the text. Great. If you don't want to see the symbol, turn it off. No symbol. You don't need a tutorial for these minor things. Next option is to control the radius jog dimension. The only one parameter is the jog angle, which is 45 degree. Okay, circle DJO. They're talking about these internal angles and these internal angles. Okay, these angles are 45 and this angle is also 45. Okay, great. Next option, I'm having a road right there, and if I copy the road, then I like to have a break line symbol here, and first point, second point, and okay, if I want to show the dimension of this road, first point to second point, you can see that is 75.35, and okay, you can type anything, which is can have a 6-meter road. Okay, that's great. Don't care about this precision. Okay. Alright, anyway. Okay, if you want to break this dimension, I can go for dim jog. Dim jog line. I want to select this dimension, and I just want to pick where I want to see that height. Okay, let's try to understand the height of this jog from the top apex to the bottom part. This height will be 3.75. In order to control this height, there is an option in dimension style, which is jog height factor, which is 1 point times into text height. Text height is 2.5, so 1.5 into 2.5 is 3.75. So that's which you had seen right here. So that is all about symbols and arrows. Let's try to see what is happening in the case of text. First option is text style. You can control text style by getting into ST, and you can pick up all those fonts here. I'm gonna go for Joe command. Joe command. Where's the style? Where's the Joe command style? I think we can go for this style. Okay. Wow. Rather than editing or modifying the standard style, I'm going to create a new style. This is called whatever, give him a name, and I'm going to pick up the default font. Okay, and I get into dimension style, modify this, and you can pick up the stylus right there. Okay, either you can change the style, you can change the color of the text. You can have fill color, sort of a background fill for your text. You can control the text height, and if the units is a fractional, you'll get one more option right here, which is the fraction height scale. That is the height scale. So you can see that. Just how to show you that. You can see that R11 1/4. That's the height of the text. If you convert this into 0.5, you can see that. The fraction height will be decreased, as well only applicable for the fraction height scale. And if you want to draw a box around the text, you can pick up this option right there. Next option is there's a vertical option here. Okay, this will judge the position of the text above the dimension line, which is right there. You can see that. That is below the dimension. You can see that right there. And default, it is centered. That will be in the middle of the dimension line. Japan is industrial standard. As I'm not from Japan, or I even haven't drawn anything for Japan, I don't know what it is. And the next option is outside, which I will show you that. So if I get into dimension, first point, second point, if I pick it below, under the text, the text will be below the dimension line. If I pick it above, the text will be above the dimension line, which is a sort of a collaboration between above and below. Okay, above and below, which is equal to outside. Now the position of the text in a horizontal case, which is that will be at extension line. Just look at the angle or dimension here at extension line 1 and at extension line 2, and over the extension line that you can see right here, and over the extension line 2, that will be over here. I'm not going to see the preview. If you want to see the preview, you try yourself. I'm really getting bored right now. Viewing direction, left to right. That will be common for the English language, which will be reading from left to right, or right, or the other case, right to left. Urdu or Arabic, you'll be reading from right to left. It's not possible for you to understand that rather than tilting your head 180 degrees. So I'm gonna leave it as left to right, as this is English. Offset from dimension line, which will be, I'll show you that, which will be the small distance right here. Okay, if I give it 5, and You can see that distance. Okay, you can see that distance, not center. Okay, you can see that distance will be 16. The distance will be 5 units. Okay, how far the text will go away from dimension line? 3, 2. You try it by yourself. Next option is text alignment. That will be horizontal. Okay, I'll show you that. Okay, if that is aligned with dimension line, the text will be rotated according to the dimension line. And if that is horizontal, the text will be anyways horizontal. ISO standards is the combination of first and second case. I'll show you that. How will I show you? Okay, if I try to if I try for angular dimension, this is, you can see that is always rotated with respect to the text, or rotated with respect to the dimension line, which is equal to the first option. And if I try to move this asset right inside, the text will be horizontal. If that doesn't fit inside, the text will be horizontal. Okay, that is a simple explanation for that. Next option is fit. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back into aligned. I don't want to change anything. Okay, fit option. In fit option, there are a couple of options here. The first option is a best fit method, which will be picked by your computer. If I go for angular dimension here, okay, well, the first option here will be either text or arrow best fit method. Okay, if I try to pull this dimension here, you can see that right now everything looks okay. The first thing that's pulled over or pulled out is the arrowhead. Okay, now the text had pulled out, and the same time arrowhead had fit inside. Right now everything is out. Okay, this option control what and all things will be pulled out. Okay, the first, if you want to send arrowhead first, pick up arrowhead. If you want to send text out first, pick up the text. Okay, I'll show you that. Pulling in, the first thing that's pulled off will be text. That's it. Right now you can see the extension line. Oh, sorry. Right now you can see the dimension line is right in. If I turn off this option, suppress arrowhead if they doesn't fit inside. Yeah, you can see that arrowhead is no longer visible. So that will be suppressing arrowhead if they doesn't fit inside of this part. Alright, I'm really getting bored. It's over 20 minutes. Oh my god. I don't want to split this video. Okay. This portion will discuss how the text will be placed. Okay, this will be, the first option is beside the dimension line. Okay, that's what you see right now. Over the dimension line with leader. Okay, that is, you can see that is over the dimension line with leader. Leader is this line. And the last option is over the dimension line without leader. Okay, you can place the text anywhere, but I don't prefer to use that option here. So I prefer to use the first option here. Okay, best fit method. Next is very important option, annotative. Okay, this will eventually scale the whole dimension here. Okay, maybe if you think that dimension is a bit oversized, you can change the size into 0.5. Okay, that will change up the scale of all the dimension, and you can see that if you have a bigger scale, and if you might want to zoom in to see the text, the simple thing what you can do here is, if you change the size of the dimension right from here, maybe if you put 10 right here, you can see that everything is being changed. In that case, I will recommend you to create a new dimension style for big asset. And from here, I will change this into 50, and I'm gonna select this dimension, get into properties, and I will be changing the style right here, big. This will not affect any other smaller dimensions. Okay, great. Alright, what is next? I'm not going to modify the big style. I allow ISO 50, ISO 25. Alright, place text manually will let you to place text manually. DLI, first point, second point, and oh my god. Just wait. There's a small issue. I just want to change the text height, size of the text. Okay, I'm gonna place text manually. With this option, what I'm gonna do here is, okay, DLI, first point, second point. You see, I can place text anywhere. By default, that will be right at center, or that will be following this part, horizontal part. But if I enable this option here, that will eventually override what you had provided here. Okay, so I don't recommend you to turn on this option here. And there is an option called draw dimension line between extension line. Okay, see, I'm not changing the style. Okay, if I do want to draw a dimension line between extension line, I can show you that in this case. Just I'm pulling in. There's no change. First point, second point. Didn't work. Okay, if I don't want to draw any dimension line between extension line, I thought I had changed those settings, but actually I didn't. See, there is no dimension line or no arrowhead between this part. Great. Oh my god. Next is primary units. Okay, if I try to draw a line in feet or inch, you can convert this into engineering. Precision. Okay, precision is after point, after decimal, how many text you have to display. This is 2 decimals. You can see it right there. The next option is fraction scale. If your unit isn't fractional, you can say that how these fractions will be displayed. This is horizontal right now. 16 1 by 2 is horizontal right now. Diagonal 16 1 by 2 is in the diagonal sense, and not stack this. I will just follow the tail. Next option is decimal separator. By default, that is comma. This is actually 14.11. If I try to change this into period, that is the actual value. 15.66 is the actual value. Alright, next option is rounding off. Alright, I will show you that if I give the value of 0.25 right here, and this is the dimension style big. Oh, I wished it was the other dimension style. Line. Okay, 3 lines. I'm going, one is 1000, one is 1000.1. I'm sorry, that was 100.1, 1000.1, and the other line is anyway more than 1000.25, 1000.3. Okay. Here I'm gonna give 0.5. Okay. Do you remember this was 1000? I don't have any problem. This was 1000.1. Don't have any problem. But this was 1000.3, which was more than half of the value which I had entered in a round off. So this will be obviously rounding off to 1000.5. What did you said? The value which I had given for round off, the round off was 0.5. Half of this is 0.25. If anywhere the length of the line is more than 0.25, that will be round off into 0.5. So this was the line of the length of the line was actually 1000.3, which is more than 0.25. So this had round up right into 1000.5. Half of the value will be scaled up into the value which I have provided for rounding off. Oh my god, I don't know how to explain this. I think I shouldn't have done this video. This is really making me tired. I don't want to pick a round off value. Prefix, you know what is prefix? I don't want to explain this. You know what is suffix? I don't want to explain this. Like if I scale the value, okay, just observe the angle or the length of the line is 14.11. If I scale it right into 2, that will be multiplied by 2. The actual length of the line is 14.11, and 14.11 will be multiplied by scale factor to show 28.22. The length won't be changed, just the scale of the text will be changed, okay? Just the text will be changed, nothing more. Alright. Probably I will do alternate units. Okay, there is no change in alternate units. I shouldn't have done this video. I'm really tired. Don't change this value. This will be for angular dimension, which I don't feel anything to explain. Alternate units is there. If you want to show anything in 2 different units, you can make use of alternate units. Okay, first enable alternate units and the scale factor. Okay, maybe if you want to show this in meter and centimeter, this is meter and this is centimeter, so this will be 1 meter and this will be 100 centimeter. Okay, just the scale factor is 100, so I just want to enter the scale factor 100 right in here. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna suffix meter and I'm gonna get into alternate units, enable it, and I'm gonna suffix centimeter here. Meter and centimeter. 1 meter is 100 centimeter. That's it. What is this? I think I made a mistake. That was not prefix. I don't remember I put suffix. Okay, this much meter is this much centimeter. Okay, that's maybe right. Well, all of the other options are kind of similar to the first option, you know. I'm really tired right now. If anyone is watching, I say sorry, just look at the content. Don't look how am I speaking. I'm very tired. I'm sorry.